I invented the podcast one sheet in 2013 when I started booking entrepreneurs as guests on podcasts, and it has three main elements that are going to help get you noticed by podcast hosts and make it easy for podcast hosts to interview you. The first element of your one sheet is your bio. Your bio should easily communicate who you are, who you serve, what you do, what gives you the credibility to do what you do and to talk about what you talk about, and maybe some personal fun facts that allow the host and the listeners to have a connection with you. You also need to have a few suggested topics that the host could ask you about and some suggested questions. Your bio should be easy to read out loud. So when you're writing your bio, read it out loud before you finalize it and start using it. I've learned this myself. I will write my bio, I will read it, I think it's great. And then when podcast hosts read it, sometimes they stumble over it. And so I go back and I rephrase it. I make it a little bit easier to read. So that way it's really easy for the host to read it out loud and for listeners to hear it. Your topic should communicate the value that you have to bring to that audience and what makes you unique. A lot of people do similar things to what you do, most likely. But you are unique because you have your own story, your own experiences, and individual clients that you've personally worked with. So your topic should be written in a way that speaks to the unique value that you can bring to podcast audiences. And your questions should be written in a way that the host could read them verbatim to guide the interview along. Have some stories in mind that you can share in your answers to those questions that will make the interview and the episode a little bit more entertaining and engaging. I talk a lot about podcast guesting and one sheets on this YouTube channel, and I also teach all about podcast guesting in a free 3-day masterclass called our Podcast Guesting Masterclass. You can register. I'll put the link in the description below. Interviewconnections.com/live masterclass is where you can sign up for the next round. That is a 3-day event where I'll be teaching how to get started as a podcast guest, the strategies for monetizing, and real life success stories so you can see what podcast guesting can do for your business. Subscribe to our channel so you can get more of our amazing content and learn how to grow your business with podcast guesting.